to schedule a completely whole different live because that live would not open, which is interesting. It wouldn't allow me to even um, open it, even though it was scheduled. So I went ahead and just redid it. So here we are. Greetings, everybody. I'm gonna share some channel messages that I have received Sunday, and I mean it's just a whole line of different things that have come, just different information, just different things aligning. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the notes and stuff that I received before I pull any cards. Okay. Um, if you guys watched my last live I did on Sunday, this past Sunday, where I was talking about a dream that I had with babies. It was fishes, it was whales, it was sharks, and all that good stuff. And I posted on my community posts the dream that I had, like a little post or whatever. And it's also on my Instagram. If you guys didn't see it or you want to see, it's on there about the dreams I had. So a lot of pregnancy dreams and stuff have been coming to me. It's an old saying that when you have dream of fish, that means that, you're either pregnant or you're going to, conceive, or someone around you is going to conceive or something like that. And that's God's way of giving you a heads up. But Spirit had me channel the message for those that are going to have babies pretty soon. Babies on the way. Um, Yemoya energy has been around a lot lately, and I know Yemoya is always, I'm always connected to Yemoya and Oshun. When I get that urgency, that feeling that I need to go to a beach, like I miss the beach so much, I know that that's like the Yemoya energy calling out to me. Greetings, Beso. And Oshun energy, like if I'm desiring to go to like a creek or whatever, it makes me think of connecting with Oshun. So I've been having those feelings lately. I've been desiring to go to the beach like really, really badly. And I was thinking about going to the creek during this past summer break, or not summer break, spring break, when my daughter was on spring break for school. And I was like, I kind of want to go to Sedona. I want to get away. Greetings, Bianca. It's like I want to get away. I want to go to the creek. And I know that's Oshun energy. So Yemoya, mermaids, and the ocean realm and all of that has been coming to me. A dream I had about the ocean, like everything is just coming together in a weird way. And I feel like Spirit wanted me to share this message for those of you. There's spiritual births happening. I remember I had an encounter with Yemoya when I went to the beach. It was like maybe 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And it was a whole thing where I was like cleansing myself and purifying myself in the ocean. I dressed up in white and I went to the beach and I dipped myself in the water, and like something just happened. I don't know. I um, lightly started speaking in light language. It was kind of coming over me, but I didn't get the full. It didn't fully. I didn't tap into that gift all the way fully, but it was kind of opening up a little bit, and it was an experience. It was like a peace that just came over me. It was an energy. So every time I go to the ocean, it's an experience. It's something very cleansing and therapeutic about the ocean. So there's a lot of spiritual births, and I'm gonna get into why June, the month of June, is coming to me, and why Spirit had me write about that. So after I got off of that live, a song came to me. It was a song from the movie Juno. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Juno. It was it's a movie with Ellen Page in it, and I can't remember the guy's name from Superbad, but basically they were, teen parents. It was a whole story about a pregnant teen or whatever, and she's hella funny though. She was funny in that movie, but I used to watch that movie when I was pregnant with my daughter, which is funny. And I had dreams about babies even then. Before I even had her, I had a dream about me holding a baby. and it looked exactly like my daughter, and that was like months later before I found out I was pregnant. But anyway, I used to watch that movie a lot, and there was a song in that movie that I liked, and I didn't know the name of it. I didn't really care to look it up, I guess. And I looked the song up. It's called "The Sea of Love." So I was like, okay, Spirit, that's interesting. Okay. So the song it's Cat Power, and the song is called Sea of Love. Um I don't know, I was just drawn to it. I don't know. I didn't think of anything of it. But I love the ocean. Anyway, something led me to look up the name Juno. So I looked up the name Juno. Um in Latin it means the Queen of Heaven, and that made me think of Lady of Regella, which is like Yemoya energy, Mother Mary energy, that Divine Mother energy, Virgin Mary energy. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's keep researching. In Roman Juno mythology, she was the wife of Mars, if I'm not mistaken, or Jupiter. No, I think she was the wife of Jupiter. Um, but she's the protector of women and of marriage. It's also, June is known as the bridal month, or May is also a big like month where people get married, May and June, around that time frame or whatever. And the protector of women made me think again of Yemoya. She protects children. She protects women as well, innocence. But Juno is the goddess of love, marriage, and childbirth. So I was like, okay. And you know, movies, you know, Hollywood, they know what they be doing when they be like, you know, naming certain things and stuff like that. They know. But Juno is a childbirth goddess, fertility goddess, basically. Um, and I also wanted to look up what the Queen of Heaven meant. Look up what came out with the Queen of Heaven. Like I said, it reminded me of Yemoya, so I kept that in mind. I was like, okay, well, that's confirmation that she's calling out. It's something with that. So the Queen of Heaven was mentioned by Prophet Jeremiah. I believe it was in the book of Jeremiah. It was Jeremiah scripture 7 and 18, 44 through 17 and 19, I think. 44 and 25, where they talk about the goddess Ishtar. Funny thing about Ishtar, she is the Eastern goddess of fertility. That's where they get the word Easter from. The eggs, fertility, pregnancy. But Ishtar is the goddess of love, sex, and war as well. She's a fertility goddess. That's where the name Easter comes from. And it also makes me think of Easter as the resurrection of Christ. They celebrate the resurrection of Christ, Jesus, which is also, the story of Jesus is also a miracle birth as well. But that also can represent spiritual birth and transformation and awakening, that spiritual resurrection as well. So I took note of that. So if you guys are not familiar, a lot of people are familiar with Yemoya, but in case you are not, Yemoya is the goddess of the ocean. They also call her the star of the sea. Her energy is very motherly. It's very protective. She cares deeply for children. She comforts them. She also helps with sorrow and depression and sadness. Um, Women also work with her and Oshun when it comes to pregnancy and childbirth, and also infertility as well. Um, she also rules the home, love, and family as well. Oshun was a mother of twin babies. I've been picking up twin babies for like the past 3 years. Something about twin babies for some people that might resonate with some of you. A lot of twin births happening. Oshun does have twin babies. She does deal with pregnancy as well, self-love energy, romance as well, abundance. She's like the Aphrodite of the Orishas. And then Isis energy too. Isis energy has been coming strongly. Isis is another divine mother energy, like a Virgin Mary energy. So she came. She also did have a miracle birth as well. The story of Isis and Horus, which is the sun, which is equivalent to the whole Jesus story, kind of in a sense. But Horus was born out of a miracle birth as well, because Osiris, when he was dismembered, all his parts were scattered, and Isis gathered them. The one thing that was missing was his phallus. So she had to, I think she had to recreate a phallus or something like that. But nonetheless, she conceived her son out of a miracle. So another miracle birth. Um, but yeah, back to the whole Juno thing. Anyway, Juno is the wife of Jupiter. My bad. Okay, so and she gave birth to Mars. Mars, we're in Mars energy because we're in Aries energy, at least while I'm doing this live. If you watch this after, it might have pieces, it might resonate with you somehow. Just take it as it is. But she gave birth to Mars in Greek, I think it's Roman or Greek mythology, whatever. Um, but yeah, she gave birth to the baby Mars by consulting another goddess, goddess Flora, which is a Roman goddess. She's the goddess of flowers, specifically the Mayflower. So she went to another fertility goddess. Okay, interesting. And the month of May, there's a month of May coming up. So something with this whole season, I don't know what it is, like spring. So like April, May, and June specifically. Something about that is very significant. I do not like doing timing and stuff like that when I do reads, but if God like puts me in the direction of something or gives me those type of things without seeking to find it, then I just go with it, obviously. But it also helps. The Mayflower is also very healing for the like solar and sacral area, like your kidneys, your stomach. If you have stomach problems, bladder issues, kidney issues, the Mayflower is also very healing with that. So if you guys resonate with teas and herbs and stuff like that, that might resonate with you as well. That's just a little side note. But yeah, Flora is the goddess of nature. Um, Also, she deals with fertility. Obviously, she's the goddess that helped Juno get pregnant. I think they worked with some type of flower magic or something like that. And Spirit's been guiding me to work with flowers a lot lately too. So if you've been led to like work with flowers, spiritual baths, whatever, just some flower therapy, there's possibly a reason for that. And look into the flower that you're guided to work with, because there's a reason for that. But anyway, Flora is also the goddess of the season of spring. This is all stuff you can look up on your own. This is things that I researched. Um, but yeah, she was impregnated with her baby Mars. So I was guided to look up what does it mean when Jupiter and Mars is aligned, because those two planets stood out to me, being that Jupiter is the father of Mars. So I wanted to look up the conjunction of that. So usually it's a time for advancement, intense learning, could also be different progressions, social advancements at this time. It's also an energy, like under that energy could be optimistic, ambitious energy, a time for growth, really. That's what it is, growth and expansion. Another thing that Spirit showed me was these like tarot cards. They showed me three major arcana cards that stood out to me. I don't know why. And I just wrote down what I got from that. But Spirit showed me the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the sign of Taurus. And what I got from that was commitment and honor energy. Then you have Gemini season, which is June, late May to mid-June. The Lover's card was revealed to me, which is Gemini's card in the tarot, which deals with unions. Then the Chariot card was revealed to me, which is also like late June as well, Cancer season. Chariot is the sign of Cancer, so that's late June, and that represents movement. So these are the symbols, these are the key words that Spirit was giving me for these energies. So there's a lot that I feel is happening, that is unfolding, and it's not gonna be like what you think, and it's gonna happen completely in a way that is very unexpected, very miraculous for a lot of you, especially if you think, oh, I can't have babies, and if it's not babies, and oh, I can never grow, or I'm always going to be stuck where I'm at, you know, my life is never going to get better, it's never going to change, I'm always going to be blah 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 blah. And you know, it's just a shock. It's not going to happen. Things are going to happen in a way that you just don't expect. So very interesting. These things just came to me. I was just kind of shocked by it all, kind of overwhelmed. Maybe it doesn't make sense to you how it was laid out to me, but it's just like spirit gives me bits and pieces of different things, and somehow it just aligns together. It just makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to pull some cards and stuff like that. We're going to pull some tarot cards. I'm going to tap into the mermaid energy, the Yomoya energy. I'm going to use the mermaid oracle cards and my mermaid tarot cards just to see what the energy is surrounding all of this, if there's any further guidance or anything to solidify. And I just thank the ancestors, my guides, my angels. Thank you. All of our guardians who have our best will and intentions, that are of benevolence and light, love and truth and honor. All divine feminine mother energy, all the mothers that came before us that continuously protect us, protect the children, all the spirit babies and star seeds that wish to come on this planet, that surround us, that comfort us, are welcome. Holy Spirit, Most High God, I thank you. I thank you first and foremost. Divine Mother Yemoya, Divine Mother Oshun, Divine Lady Riga, Mother Mary, all the Divine Mothers, thank you. Blessings be loosed upon each and every one who was supposed to receive this message. I pray an energy of protection around the children that already are on this planet. Those viewers who have children, who have siblings, who have nieces and nephews, grandchildren, to surround them with love and protection further than what they already have around them. I bind up any energies of despair, confusion, infertility, sorrow, sickness. Whoa. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This card tried to flip up. It's crazy. She's pregnant in this card, if you could see. I'm going to leave her out. This is Lumeria, Earthly Spiritual Community Ocean Conservation. I'm going to leave this card out. All right. It's number 2911. All right. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you, God. Angels, I thank you. Ancestors, thank you, thank you, thank you. Protective energy surrounds us. Love surrounds us. Abundance, blessings, miracles surround us. All trickster spirits, all lying spirits, all spirits of confusion, all spirits of despair, whispering spirits, tricksters, block them, bind them. Any dark forces and interferences be blocked. Bind these energies up, Holy Spirit. Any lies, any word curses spoken over someone's fertility, over wombs, over the eggs, over sperms, we block and we bind those energies. We bind those curses up. Any generational blocks surrounding childbirth, healthy childbirth, conception, we block it, we bind it, we cut cords with it. We lose healthy births, healthy babies, healthy mothers, healthy fathers, healthy wombs. Thank you, God. All right. What is the message? All right. Shell divination, wisdom of the shells. I hear you, God. I got you. Got you. Be right back. All right. I got you. Spirit wants me to pull out my shells. We about to do this thing. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you, God. Thank you. Okay. Blessings. We bind up any interferences. We bind up any type of illegal surveillances in our homes, any portals open illegally. We bind it up. Gang stalking, we bind it up. The accuser of brethren, we bind you. All lying spirits, we bind you. All right. We loose energy of peace. May this message bring peace, clarity, and confirmation, revelation, provision, and insight to those who are meant to receive it. All right. Okay. So Spirit wanted me to do the shells. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see the shells here. Ancestors are around. There's a specific ancestor that's here. There's only one here, so this is something about your individuality. This has something to do with yourself, your identity, how you see yourself. Spirit wants you guys to listen and pay attention to the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings that you're having. There's a strong energy around you. Spirit is telling you to be grounded. Or this ancestor, rather. There's an ancestor here. Groundedness. Someone needs to work on grounding their energy to listen. Someone is not fully getting a message. You're not fully hearing. There's holes in this shell. Someone may not be listening to their inner guidance that they're receiving. There's a lot of scars, but there's a lot of healing that's taking place with someone. Yes, there's scars, there's wounds, there's hurt from the past. But whatever this is being healed. I'm seeing the letter Y. I'm seeing the letter J. I'm seeing the letter T. That can mean something specifically to someone. I just heard New Jersey. There's a lot of divine messages around you, and I feel like there's a lot about the heart chakra, the heart space. You guys have wisdom. You're very wise. The Spirit is saying, like, there's a need to ground your energy so you can hear more and you can feel more. Feel more and hear more. Okay? Feel more and hear more. So, yeah. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else. Some of you guys are earth signs. You have a lot of earth in your chart. Sometimes you could be a bit stubborn or a bit too grounded, that you don't listen to Spirit always, or take heed to messages. What number is this, by the way? This is number 32, number 5. So there's something that needs to change or is changing. Just like I'm hearing spiritual active listening. Be more active in your hearing, and what Spirit is saying. You have to be more in tune with that. There's some loopholes. There's some not fully being present or not fully listening or hearing. Okay, yeah. Take a time out. Some of you guys need to rest. Some of you guys may be led into maybe taking a vacation. I keep hearing something about Jersey, and I just heard the Jersey Shore. I don't know what that has to do with anything. A name tried to come out. I think somebody's name is Samantha on that show. Sam, whatever, I can't remember. Anyway, that name came out. So some of you guys may be led to take a vacation or take some time. Just take a break, whether it's literally taking a break or taking a break away from something or thought or pattern. It's kind of like the need to go into hermit mode. Some of you guys resonate with dragon spirits, the dragons. There's protection around you. It's kind of like, I feel you guys are the type that has to do. You do a lot. You have to do a lot. You go out of your way. Um, and Spirit is saying, like, take a break, because the reason being is that this is part of the reason why Spirit's saying that some of the messages that you're supposed to receive personally between you and your spirit guides, it's not all the way being heard, because it's like you're busy, busy, busy. You're overextending your energy. You're not allowing yourself to rest in order to sit still and to hear Spirit, or to allow them to do the work behind the scenes. It's like she's at the bottom of the ocean, and it looks like she's kind of tired. She's over it. She's over it. I feel like Spirit is saying, like, you worry a lot. You worry too much about certain things, that Spirit is saying, like, trust. Like, Spirit will make a way for you. That's the thing about it. Spirit will make a way. So number 36 is number 9. So that's the hermit energy. That can also represent something that you are finally overcoming or finally mastering. Okay, yearning. So yeah, some of this has something to do with what you desire in your heart, whether it's a person that you're yearning for, longing for this person, or it's something that you really truly want. It could be a job, it could be a home, it could be a child, it could be anything. But it's like that one thing. Spirit is like, kind of take a break, kind of don't put so much of your energy into that to the point where it becomes overwhelming and it becomes stressful. So the card says longing for someone, undesired separation, and pining with number 40. This is it's a dark energy. It's a very heavy energy. It's almost like some of you guys may be, how I see this is like, this is a mermaid, right? And this man, he's an actual man. He's not a merman, so he's a human, right? And he looks like he's dead, or he looks like he's sleeping, and she's just like looking at him like, what is wrong with you? Like, why? Like, she's just completely in despair. Like, she's just upset, right? Anyway, I feel like some of you guys, if this is a love situation, it's kind of like, why won't this person just get it together? Why won't he just, or she, why won't this person just wake up? Why won't they just align? I'm on this level, or I'm here with myself, blah, blah, blah. Why won't this person get it together? And some of you guys, Spirit is saying, like, you are longing for something that is not in alignment with you for a reason, meaning like it's not in alignment with you for a reason. So Spirit is saying, like, take a break from, kind of take your hands off of it for a second, whether it be permanently or just needing. Spirit just saying, period, just take your hands off of the situation, because it's something or someone that is not aligning with you right now, or they just aren't meant to. So if it's someone that is being oblivious or whatever, being avoidant of something within themselves, or they're not committed to the growth or the level where you're at within yourself or whatever, it's kind of like you have to leave things and people where they are. This doesn't only have to be romantically. This could be friendships that no longer serve you, a job. Spirit may be saying something that you want to just happen. It's something that you badly want to happen, and no matter how much effort you put into it, it's just not working, and it's putting you in a place of feeling bound and feeling stuck and feeling trapped. The Spirit is saying it's time out. You got to find your balance. You got to find your stability with it, because it could be something or a situation that's just like running you like crazy. putting you in a lower vibration, because this is like dark shadow energy. um so spirit is saying, like, see what that is. What is it within you that feels absent from, or why do you feel empty without this thing or this person? Because you are going through, you have this, the Atlantis, hold on, you have the, it says rapid development, excellence, and success, number 19. So you could be connected to Atlantis. That might resonate with you, but that could be your home. The ocean could be your home. That is where you resonate. That is where you thrive. So I feel like for some of you, like, you guys have to focus on where your heart is within yourself. What gives you ground right now? What gives you life? What is healing to you? That therapy. Some of you guys, it is the water. But this is a time for you to develop, and the card says rapid development, where, remember I was saying in the beginning, like, where you might be looking at your circumstances like, oh, that will never happen for me, oh, my life is always going to be this way, and then boom, your life just shifts in a way that you weren't expecting it to, in a miraculous way. And then you have excellence and success. So this is something that you're not seeing, but this is because of the fact that you're no longer holding on to, yeah, you got to make, this is at the bottom of the deck, you have to make the sacrifice, whatever you're pining after or yearning for, because it's like, there's a difference between desiring something and acknowledging that it's something that you want. But when it gets to a place where you overextend your energy, where it starts to become a burden, where you start to become empty without it, or you feel like you can't be happy unless a certain thing happens, or unless you have a certain job, or you have this, or you have that, or you're with this person, or this person does this, or they say that. If you feel like you can't go on without having to have something, then that's a lower vibration energy. That's when it becomes rather not so much a thing of wanting to attract and manifest. It's like it becomes your burden. So spirit is saying there's a sacrifice that has to be made so that you can have this development. There's something that's keeping you stuck, and I feel like spirit's been trying to get your attention with that, speaking to you on different levels about this. So I'm going to read the bottom card. It's number 11. It says, these, or there are those worth making, and those that will destroy you. So there's a sacrifice that you need to make that's worth making. Certain sacrifices that will destroy you is sacrificing, let's say, your moral codes, your truth, your stability, your happiness. It's like you can sacrifice yourself in a way that is not of your highest good, and you can make sacrifices that will benefit you, through surrendering, letting go, shifting your focus, whatever. I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna pull some tarot. Probably not gonna be on here too long, but I'm grateful for this message that spirit has given us. That Lumeria card is beautiful. Ooh, got the 10 of Cups that flew out of the deck. So spirit is saying that all of your hard work, all of these tears, Queen of Swords, she looks like she's crying. I think she is crying. All of that you've gone through, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. All of that hard past, the nights that you fought, silently fought. People didn't know your silent battles, your cries behind the scenes, the prayers, that time that you spent with your guides, God, your angels, whatever. Those times that you spent by yourself. All of that there's a reward. And some people might look at that as like, it's too good to be true, or this is just hearsay, or this is bullshit. And that, I gotta check myself with that too. Sometimes when I hear good messages and I automatically just assume that, oh, this is too good to be true, oh, this person is making it up, they just want me to get all, but sometimes you have to say within self, like, what is it within me that does not believe that this could be for me, or that this can't be true for me? What is it within me that believes that? Because that's got to be something that's kind of off, right? So, evaluating self, if that resonates with you, where you look at things and be like, oh, well, that's too good to be true, that could never happen for me, and it's a wound. And I realize that about myself personally, and if this resonates with you as well. But because I wasn't used to things happening for me, good things ever happening. I wasn't used to my love life being a certain way. It still hasn't happened yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. But there's times where I'm like, well, what's the use in thinking, or I've been working so hard and I've been doing this for so long and I haven't gotten anywhere. So I think I haven't gotten anywhere and I'm looking at where I'm at and blah, blah, blah. So when you hear good things, oh yeah, your life's gonna change. Oh, things are gonna get better for you. Blah blah blah. Love's coming. Blah blah. And you hear that, and you're just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep hearing that. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But it's a wound because there's something there from the past. The Queen of Swords says so. The Queen of Swords does have the capacity. Yes, she's very wise. She's very discerning, but she also has the capacity to be very cold, and also like not trusting of others. And this is because of the pain. This is because someone is feeling that they have to be their own protector. And some of you, that might be your story as well, where you feel like you had to be your own protector. But Spirit is saying with the Ten of Cups that, and I always say this with the Ten of Cups, that this is the rainbow, the promise after the storm, after the story of the cups. The Ace of Cups was the initiation, that was the beginning, that was the spark. And then throughout the whole cups, there's different stories, there's different levels. There's the Five of Cups, there's the Four. You know, those are the not so happy things. And you had the Eight of Cups, where you had to walk and leave things behind and choose yourself, which leads to the Ten of Cups, and you connecting with those that you love and those that love you, or connecting with those that have also healed and have gone through things as well. It's a story, it's a triumph in the end for this couple because of what they've had to grow through, whether that's together or separately. It's a promise at the end of this. This is the well worth it energy. Everything that we gone through previously was worth this blessing, this promise. And that's what Spirit is saying to you. Your tears, it's like a saying that they have or something. It sounds kind of corny, but it's like your tears are what waters and grows things, your soil, your roots. Don't allow your pain to be a badge of honor, but more so like your testimony of what you've come from, if that makes sense. What else, Holy Spirit? What else do you want? The Nine of Cups. So the energy, the key here is self-fulfillment, self-joy within yourself. Being able to celebrate yourself without needing any outside or external validation from others or external things to stimulate you or to make you happy. You're able to pull that joy, that love within yourself out. Because the Nine of Cups is the person that had to walk away, and the Eight of Cups walk away from the things that were not emotionally healthy or were not emotionally fulfilling for them, that were not spiritually aligned with them, in order to connect with that which is, by choosing the self, which leads to sharing that with others that are on that same energy. What else? Thank you, God, for your guidance, truth, and clarity. Thank you. Guys, tell them no weapons playing. I don't know, like a lot of people know that song. Like people that listen to gospel or grew up in church or whatever. Fred Hammond's No Weapon. Like, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. As my sister says, the weapons will always be formed. People are always going to try it. Things are always going to try you, but these things cannot touch you. Ace of Swords. That is the truth. If you, this is for, and you know who you are. This is not like you just get to sit up and just ruin life, ruin yourself, ruin others, walking around doing harm and stabbing people in the back. Or you have to forgive yourself, because this is the thing. None of us come from a perfect background. None of us are perfect. None of us come without some type of so-called flaws or so-called mistakes. There's always room for correction. There's always room for forgiveness and compassion. We can't judge one person over the other because we've all been in something. We've all said and did something, thought something, whatever. The thing though that separates you from those things is you acknowledging and taking accountability and your correcting of self, and you having compassion and forgiving yourself and walking away from that which no longer serves you. You're never going to heal and you're never going to progress in life blaming everything and everyone for your problems, or even being your own worst enemy, telling yourself you don't deserve because, oh, well, back then, when I was a little kid, I used to cuss, I used to do this or whatever, or I cheated on my wife, or I had a porn addiction, or oh, I cheated with so and so, or I did this. You're never gonna get anywhere until you release yourself from those things. The thing about this energy is it's a nurturing, it's a mothering energy, it's a protective energy. So you have to nurture yourself and love yourself in that way, where you forgive, just like our mothers do. Like some mothers, some parents, I should say, are not so forgiving, and that could be wounding, and that could be because of other things. But naturally, as mothers are there to steer us in the right direction. They're there to love us, they're there to nurture us, accept us. Even further, grandmother energies. Grandmothers, usually they are the matriarch, they are the head, they are the ones that take the children in, they care, they love them, they feed them, they clothe them, they share their wisdom. They That is how you have to be with yourself. We all go through something. We've all been there, done that. Could be different levels of things. But you have to forgive yourself. You have to let go of your past and look forward to a new energy. So I feel like with this Ace of Swords, this is that truth. This is that victory. This is that triumph. And this is also for those that feel like they are not the ones that always been picked or chosen. You weren't the popular girl, you weren't the popular guy, whatever. You didn't have this, or you're the odd one out. Everybody else is different from you, or you always felt like you were the one that stuck out like a sore thumb, and you didn't fit in, whatever. When I see the Ace of Swords, often I think of the King Arthur story. Um, it's like no one else could pull the sword out of the stone. You know the story of that. Um, if you don't know what the story is basically this sword that was stuck in a stone, and all of the men in the land or whatever, they were big and strong, but none of them could pull that sword out, and the only one that could was this small little child. He was small, he was fragile. Hey Ashley, hi boo, hi everybody, the ladies that are on, greetings. If I didn't say hi, I'm just saying, you guys, my bad, saying hi to y'all. But he was the only one that could pull that sword out of the stone, because it was meant for him to sit in that on that throne. It was meant for him. So what's meant for you is not going to pass you by, no matter where you come from, who you are, what you think you look like, what you have not accomplished. And you can't compare your journey and your story to everybody else. You can't do that. Snap, a dream's coming to me. It was a dream that I had. And it was something that it was like someone was telling me something in my dream, and it's gone, but it just came up a little bit. I'm trying to recall what it was. Oh, it was something about, I did a reading last night. It was a mini love read, and I had pulled the Three of Swords, or the Three of Pentacles, my bad, Three of Pentacles. And the message that I was getting was about a relationship, but if you take it into, let's say, about your own personal journey, not about love and relationships, but just you as your own purpose in comparison to other people's journey and their purposes and things like that, their gifts and their story. The Three of Pentacles represents a sacred space, a sacred temple, building and creating something out of your own unique blueprint. How someone else went about building their own temple, their own, their path, their story is not going to be the same as yours. You can't look at someone else's. And it was, Spirit gave it to me like this. Like, let's say someone has an altar set up for their ancestors, or set up for Oshun, whatever. And you might look at it like, oh, they're so pretty, they have this, they have that, but their guides might have called them to put certain things on their altar. They might have, there's different purposes and reasonings to why. No one's is better than the others. No one is more attuned or aligned more than the next person. It's all about your own essence, your own energy, your own blueprint, your own unique stamp. So when it comes to your journey and your life purpose and or just whatever the things are, you can't look at, oh well, so and so, she hasn't done the work like I did. Why is she already married? Oh, she's a stripper. Why is she married? Or oh, why does he have this and why does he have that? He was just in prison, blah blah blah. He shouldn't be running a, a business and such. Why is he successful? I've been doing this for 22 years, that type of thing. You cannot do that because everybody's story is different. Some people, yeah, it might be that not every gift comes from the divine. Not every gift is a manifestation of a divine blessing. Some things, yeah, are done via dirty work. But again, you cannot compare that to you. That's not your story. It's not your journey. It's not your business. What is for you is it's going to be for you. What else? The devil. You cannot allow, even if you're your own devil, you cannot allow that to bind you. And I have to tell myself this every time, like, who am I to do that to myself? Like, I be thinking sometimes, like, damn, you talk to yourself like that? Because sometimes I be talking crazy to myself. I be saying some, like, fucked up things. And it's almost like a person on the street that just talks all kind of crazy to you. Like, even if it's yourself, you gotta free yourself from that part of you that doesn't believe that you're worthy or that you could have. And who is someone else to tell you what you're deserving of and what you're not deserving of, who you are and what you are and what you're not? You can't tell me about me. You don't know the nights that I've cried out to God. You don't know the things I've had to grow from and heal from. It's how you have to look at it. Nobody else can tell you about you but you and God. Sometimes that lower part of yourself needs to sit down. Like have a like as they say, have several seats. Like that lower part of the self. But this right here, you got to free yourself from this energy, because this could be the very thing. The energies are kind of the colors schemes, and the energy is very similar in the Nine of Cups as the Devil card. So it's like almost something that's preventing you from your own happiness, from your own joy, from you believing, sorry about my ring light, that you cannot be fulfilled, or you're not deserving of being happy. You're not deserving of being in a place of peace. That your life is just meant to be toxic and chaotic. It's always some drama. That's not your story. That's not true. That doesn't have to be true anymore for you. And there's something deeply rooted here with the root chakra and the heart chakra. Something deeply rooted. The waters are green in the Ace of Swords. So it's like the truth is going to set you free. The truth is in your heart. And that's what's going to set you free. Is there anything else? 6, 9, 6, 7, 8. The number 8. You have 15, you have 9, you have 10, and you have the 8. So if you break that down into one single digit, that should be 8, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Free yourself. Some of you guys need to free yourself from a toxic relationship or toxic relationship patterns. You could have had some narcissist ass person tell you, family member, so-called friend, or exes, or you could be currently with someone that is a narcissist, or someone that you're currently having to have around you, talk down about you, make you feel like you're not worth having something, you're not good enough, you're a bad person, you can't receive that. This is what I've learned about how the ego works, how the enemy works, how the trickster spirits, how the lying spirit work, how the agents work, how the enemy works, is they are the accuser of men. They accuse you. The difference between the divine, the holy energy, the divine spirit, the higher self, is it comes from a place of love and compassion always. It has compassion. You could have just murdered somebody yesterday. And if you acknowledge that you were in the wrong with that, you're in a place where you realize that that was not something that you were proud of that you did. All can be cleared and forgiven from that point. The thing about the enemy, what he does is that he tries to remind you of your faults constantly. You're a bad person. Remember what you did when you was a little kid? Remember when you stole that lollipop at the, the store, blah, blah, blah. You don't deserve to be happy. You're a bad person. You're never going to have, remember, because this. Or you cannot have that. And you also have to be careful too. The trickster spirit thing too with the devil. People that operate in that lower vibrational energy where they tell you that you're not a good person, a lot of times it's because you're not giving them something that they want. See, the devil wants to take from you. He wants the better parts of your being, of your essence and who you are. Whether you look at it in a religious sense, or you look at it as an essence or an energy, or people who operate in lower vibrational energies, they want you to give up something that you have. So they're going to make you feel guilty. Gaslighters, that's what they do. Manipulators. Oh, you didn't think about me? Oh, you didn't get me something? Oh, how dare you? See, you're selfish, right? And you might have been just innocently just getting yourself something to eat, and you weren't thinking, oh, why didn't I get so-and-so something to eat? You know what I mean? Or why didn't I do this for so-and-so? Could have been innocently walking in your day, just doing whatever, and that person would guilt trip you. You have to be very careful of that type of energy. When you don't give narcissist people what they want, you don't appease their ego, you reject their advances, you reject what they want out of you, whatever they're trying to take, whatever they feel they deserve from you, from another person, the audacity, the entitlement of it all, that you owe me something. And if you say no to that, well, you're a bad person. That's the enemy. And as they say, not today, Satan, as they say, the devil is a liar. It's a lie. Protect your crown chakra too, because that's the best, one of the best ways. That is the best battlefield, is in the mind, or people trying to get in your head and tell you who you are and what you're not. You're this, you're that, brainwash you, condition you. And a lot of us, it started out at a young age. Clear that energy out. Make peace with yourself, so that when you make peace with you and it's just you and God, and y'all make that peace with each other, and you free yourself of those accusations from the outside world, because the people in the world, I can't judge you, they can't judge you, he, she cannot judge you, your mother, your father can't accurately judge you, because they are not the Most High. They can't. They cannot. And that is going to free you from a lot of things. And I'm taking that message for myself as well, because this is coming, coming through. But once you free yourself of that, as my sister says, free yourself of the opinions of man, you can walk in that energy of the Nine of Cups and that Queen of Swords energy of knowing you, having wisdom. I could see the bullshit from a while away, because I know who I am. So anybody else telling me about me, because I already have that relationship with the divine, the Most High, and I know who I am, I know what I've been called to do. You can't tell me about me. Get ghosts. Flee, Satan. Flee from me. All right. Anything else, and we're going to close this whole message out. Flee. And I be using the Bible a lot, but the Bible is like a powerful sword. I'm telling you, whether you take it literally, you take it as like word power. You feed yourself those powerful affirmations. You look at it as a book of affirmations. You look at it as a book of encouragement. When the devil tried to tempt God and be like, well, ain't you God's son? Aren't you the savior? Why can't you feed yourself? Why can't you just manifest some bread for you to eat? You hungry, right? Why can't you manifest it? Jesus said, devil, flee from me. He said, men can, what did he say? He said something like, basically, I don't need bread to live off of. I can live off of the word alone. I don't need that. Flee, Satan. You got to tell him. Because Jesus knew who he was called to be. He knew who he was. He knew what his destiny was. So when you know what you are here for, you know who you are, you cleared yourself, you've whatever you call it, repentance, deliverance, you call it freeing yourself, you call it cord cutting, whatever you want to call it. When you make those pieces with yourself, that peace, that truce within yourself and between you and spirit and God and whoever else, that's it. Who can tell you about you? All that other stuff is just noise. You don't know my story. You don't know who I am behind closed doors. You don't know what I had to grow through and go through. You don't know what I've had to release myself of. You don't know. You don't even know what my calling is. So who are you to tell me about me? Flee. Flee, Satan. Bye. Can't accuse me. That's you can't do that anymore. And you stop doing it to yourself too. Because that part of the self that is always believed, and sometimes it's even deeper because it comes from another part of you. It comes from a place of programming as a child. It comes from a place of good kids don't do this and good people do that, and this is what love is supposed to be. And you get confused in all of that programming that you lose yourself in that. You don't know where your direction is anymore. So you have to make peace with also with yourself and say, that part of me that accused me can't no longer do that anymore. It's not valid because I no longer resonate with that part of myself anymore. I freed that part of myself. So why am I still blaming myself for this? Why am I still judging myself? Where am I still carrying that weight on my back? That's not me anymore. I feel like this spread is complete. I don't feel like I need to pull any more cards. Um, mm, mm-mm. I don't feel like I need to pull any more cards. So, yeah, this was a beautiful message. So you have the Two of Cups here. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, stop telling yourself you're not deserving of some. This is like for some of you love, and you see how they both have these seashells. Um, Listen to your guides. Listen to what they're telling you when they speak, when they're giving you these messages, because it's something like could be what's separating you from your one. Maybe you're mirroring a person as well, where two wounded people are just kind of telling themselves they don't deserve to be happy, they don't deserve to be loved, they don't know what that feels like. So yes, there's always work to be done within the self, and like I said in previous videos, it doesn't have to be such a heavy thing. Like make it a thing that is where your inner child is involved, where it's creative, where it has that innocence in it, where you're healing, you're doing something that is purifying of you. Whether you watch Disney movies and it inspires you to tap back into that faith and belief and love again, that is possible. And I will say this, like, I used to judge the Disney movies when I got on my journey, like, oh, that's just fairy tale stuff, that's corny. But if you look at it from a deeper level, on a symbolic level, a lot of the princesses went through a lot of stuff. A lot of them did do work. They were humble. A lot of them didn't know their power. Like, we're going to talk about The Little Mermaid because that movie came to me recently too, where she was giving her voice away, her truth away, basically. Yeah, it was her singing voice, her gift, right? But and mermaids are sirens. Their voices are powerful, whether they use it to for bad, as they say, some tales where mermaids seduce men to eat them or whatever, the pirates or whatever, the travelers. But she gave her voice away, and she did it so that she can be human, something that she wasn't, that she was not born to be. But she still became, she was able to still, have legs or whatever, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember that movie like that. But she was selling herself for something that she wanted so bad. That was the false sacrifice that she made. She was tricked into selling herself away. So there's a lot of spiritual meanings in Disney movies, and if it takes you seeing those messages in it as an adult and instilling that hope and that belief again, watching Cinderella, because she worked her ass off. She dealt with an evil family that did not love her. They were heavily abusive towards her in so many different ways. They were jealous of her. They were um, all kinds of abusive things that she had to endure, and she still kept the faith. She was still a loving person, and She was blessed in the end. So however you want to look at it, she was not sitting on her ass waiting for Prince Charming and all of that. She was doing work. She was putting up with some stuff. Snow White, same thing. She didn't have to go help them little dwarfs and stuff. She didn't have to do all of that. She fled from her home out of fear, but it led her to that space where she was supposed to be. And she was also tempted by being a kind person. That's another thing. You gotta be careful. And I say that don't ever look at the people that you cared for, or you genuinely love, that spite you, that bite back, bite whatever, bite you or stab you in the back, that lie behind your back, that still abuse you no matter you being, in spite of you still being a good person or still being a kind person. Not a doormat, but being a kind person. Forgive them, for they know not what they do, as the Bible says. Because some people are in their ignorance and in their own wounding or in their own hatred that they can't see past that. And it has nothing to do with you. So you got to separate yourself. So don't ever look at that as, oh, I shouldn't have gave that to that person. Oh, why did I be friends with that person? Why did I give that person, let them borrow some money knowing they wasn't going to pay me back? Or why did I sleep with this person? Or why did I even date them? Why did I do this? Why did I say that? If that's what you had to give at the time and it was coming from a place out of the kindness of your heart, you can't look at that as something negative. Their loss, not yours. It's a lesson for you. It's a wisdom for you, but it's not for you to become bitter like the Queen of Swords. It's meant for your wisdom, though. The lower vibration aspect of the Queen of Swords, rather. But the higher aspect of the Queen of Swords, the wisdom, though. The discernment, the boundaries that you learn from that. Of what type of people you dealing with. Okay, that's a good person. Okay, I can trust that person. Oh yeah, okay, my discernment's telling me, yeah, they're okay. Oh, my discernment's telling me, no, fuck no, I'm not dealing with that. Oh, my discernment's telling me to say no. Okay, I'm gonna say no. And that's that. So that is what I'm getting. May the truth set you free. Much love as always. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching this message. I thank you to my ancestors, my angels, my guides, Holy Spirit, Most High God. Thank you especially for this message. Whenever you watch this, may it be some type of healing for you, some type of peace, some type of clarity, revelation. Always use your own discernment, of course, because not everything in the reading is going to resonate verbatim. Sometimes it will. But gratitude, much love. I thank you guys for being here. I thank you guys for your love. I thank you guys for your kindness always. Yeah, that is all for the night. I probably will do our love vibe sometime later this week. And but yeah, I just had to get this one out because I was sitting on this since Sunday, and on top of that, I was still getting downloads. So everything happens for a reason. Thank you. I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you, Bianca, for moderating. I appreciate you. I really, 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 really do. All the other ladies are on the live. Much love to you guys. Thank you. Sending you guys love tenfold, joy, because y'all all deserve it. Continue to love up on yourselves. Continue to be love. Walk in love. Be that. Walk in your power. Walk in your strength, in your integrity. Be that which you are called to be, what God called you to be, male or female, whoever you are. Much love to you guys. If it's love, I give it love back, and if it's hate, send your love back as well. And as always, much love, peace.